Hey, Shaun, how are you, man?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
What up?
Hey,
good,
I'll
man.
say this when I come on, as bad as you think it is in Cleveland, it's worse in Dallas right now. Trust me.
But they deserve it to be bad, Shaun. They deserve it because they're fair weather fans, and their few real fans that they have seen Super Bowl championships. Our fans have never seen a Super Bowl appearance, let alone a Super Bowl championship.
Let me say this. Here's my takeaway. I think for some reason, Dorsey, Stefanski, Dorsey. I'm not really sure the dynamics of that. I don't agree with that at all. I think they got to be more clear about who's doing what. They're finding out the strengths and weaknesses of this year's team. For so long, you guys have been able to really depend upon Nick Chubb in that run game to establish a level of physicality, to control time of possession, to be something that you can lean on. That offensive line is getting no movement right now. They're using Jerome Ford in the wrong way. He's not an in-between the tackle runner. All his explosive runs and explosive plays come when they get on the edges. Yet they spend the majority of the time handing him the ball in between the tackles. They're not also, the offensive line didn't pass protect them well. I don't think the route schemes are matching up with the talent of the offensive line. If you look at this game, everything was vertical pass combinations. I mean, Judy, Amari, these guys, everything was 10 yards plus for a large portion of the game, and they just weren't protecting at that level. Last thing before I let you guys back in, hat tip to the Giants. Man, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Audrey, man, them guys got after the Browns, especially in passing situations.
Shaun, when we watching the offense, there's so much, and it gets frustrating sometimes because, people who watch this show or want to talk about the Browns, it got to be all this or all that. It got to either be the quarterback's trash, the offensive line, and complementary football does not exist in their vocabulary. Talk about marrying those route combinations to the guys up front and how you have to have both of those guys cohesively working together to complete some of those passes that you want to see vertically.
100%. And I think it starts with the play caller. I think they had a very disrespectful game plan for the Giants' level of talent. Man, the Giants got some dudes on that defensive front. Lawrence, Burns, Thibodeau, Ojulari, like they can rush the quarterback. And Stefanski's game plan was, man, we're going to throw this ball down the field. We're going to be aggressive. And once I think the pass protection issue started, I didn't think he did a good job of adjusting and taking it to more of a quick, get the ball out of Deshaun's hands. Now get to Deshaun. I thought Deshaun played pretty solid first half. I thought he had a really bad third quarter from a read standpoint, from an accuracy standpoint, from a decision-making standpoint. And at the end of the day, the fan base wants to point the finger at Deshaun because that's easy. And he didn't play his best football in the second half, but it is a combined effort to be successful on offense. It's not just one person or one thing.
Let's talk a little bit about this defense here, and just kind of like where we're at with this group. I mean, at times they look like they're flying around and making plays, and then the next second, they're all dancing, taking pictures as there's a penalty on the field. I know we sort of beat that dead horse to death here with that penalty, but I don't know. I sort of thought the defense would be better. I guess I don't know if it's the fact that the offense is so bad that it's putting the defense in tough spots, if it's frustrating or what have you. But I think obviously on Sunday, that Giants offense is not good. Daniel Jones has not been a good quarterback in this league, yet somehow we made him look like Joe Montana.
And the surprising thing was the time of possession, the length of the Giants' drives. Like, I get it. Like, you get beat by an explosive play. Malik Neighbors jumps over somebody's head, makes a one-handed catch, or, something that you just can't defend happens. But, I mean, their inability to get off the field on third down, the inability to play penalty-free and not give up free first downs, it was surprising because even with the healthy Nick Chubb, I thought for the Browns to get to the playoffs and have a chance to win it, it was going to be based on their defense being elite. I will say this. If you look at the AFC North, everybody's radio row or whatever is talking the same thing this week. The Ravens are 1-2. The Bengals can't find a way to win. They're talking about Joe Burrow looks like Ellen DeGeneres coming to the game. Like, I mean,
kind of did.
The memes are out there. So Cleveland, don't panic. We'll do some video breakdowns later that we'll post with me and Mike Lucas, I think it is today, showing some of giving visuals of some of the times where I think Deshaun missed opportunities from a decision-making process. And if I was coaching Deshaun, here will be my narrative in Monday's session. In a game like this, where the defense isn't playing their best, where we aren't running the ball effectively, you got to be perfect. That's why you make the amount of money you make. And that could be fair or unfair, but when everything around you is imperfect, I'm dependent on you to be perfect, especially for the plays that you should make. Making the right decision against the blitz. I thought he was really bad when the Giants brought pressure about where he decided to go with the football. Making your layups. When guys are open, he's got Amari Cooper on a crossing route that if he puts that ball on and the DB falls down, Amari's going to probably score. He throws it high, air mails it, sort of like Trevor Lawrence did last night or Monday night on the interception that DeMar Hamlin got. Like, when you play these guys this big, I expect you to make all your layups.
And you know, Sean, I'm gonna throw it just really quickly.
Yeah.
On that RPO play, you know, you have Jordan Akins that's in the flat. If he hits him on time, that's a first down. What do you think is causing the slowness? There's sometimes on deep comeback routes, if he throws it with anticipation, that play would be completed. Why do you think the processing has been slow for Deshaun Watson? Especially, you know, when some people say when you do know that they are blitzing, you're anticipating the ball has to come out quicker. Why do you think it's being so slow?
I think you'd have to be in the quarterback room to fairly give an opinion on that. What is he being told? You know, what are the receivers? Where's the connectivity between what the receiver's seeing, what the quarterback's seeing? Are they sight adjusting their routes? Are there built-in throws for pressure looks? I would say this, if you guys watched the film breakdown from the Jaguars game on the corner route to Jerry Jeudy, where I said he was a hitch too many and he was slow. I said it could have been a touchdown. He was slow again, and that's what caused the sack fumble. He had Jeudy. Yeah, he had Jeudy. He took the second hit just like he did the week before. What's causing that? I'm not sure. Is it he's not seeing it clearly? Is it he's not recognizing the routes that are being run? I will say this. It's not just Deshaun. I've got two breakdowns from me and Mike Lucas. I have no earth. I've been playing quarterback and coaching quarterbacks and I've been offensive coordinator all my life. As long as I could talk and walk, I've been throwing the football and looking up. I have no idea what Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper are doing on a couple of these routes.
Wow.
I've never seen them before. I don't know what the route is.
They created routes.
You know how you find a glitch in Madden? Like, these are some Madden glitch routes a couple times. I don't know what's going on. So when you add in, it doesn't take much now in this league to look back. When you add in a couple times, I have no idea what Jeudy and Cooper are doing. The offensive line isn't protecting at a high level. Deshaun misses a couple reads and throws. Now you end up losing to an inferior opponent in the Giants. That's how it happens.
Yeah, there's nothing to hang your hat on right now with the Browns offense. The offensive line's playing bad. The quarterback's playing bad. The wide receivers are playing bad. You know, they can't run the ball particularly well. I mean, there's nothing I could look at on this offense and say, well, at least they've got that. And
I think the reason that Deshaun's going to continue to take criticism, and it's not about whether it's fair or unfair, it's the fact it's going to happen, it's reality, is he should be the shining light.
That's right.
In all of this chaos. This should be like, oh, man, if the Buffalo Bills lose, you still like, damn, Josh Allen the best player on the field.
Right.
I mean, Deshaun's got to embrace that reality, and he got to elevate his play.
And to your point, Sean, you know, you mentioned in Baltimore and Cincinnati, you know, fans are aggravated, and there's no doubt about that. But what you can say with certainty is neither of those fan bases are aggravated about their quarterback. The Bengals aren't 0-3 because of Joe Burrow. The Ravens aren't 1-2 because of Lamar Jackson. The Bengals defense is, you know, maybe the worst in football, probably the worst in football.
I mean, they got to have the worst combine ratings of any starting 11 on defense. I mean, they can't change direction. They can't make a tackle in space. The Bengals are terrible.
I don't even think in that game, I don't even think Washington had even 1 3rd and long. I think their longest third down was 3rd and 4 in that game.
Like, I'm a big Jay Daniel fan.
Yeah.
I think they got hits out on me in Chicago because I told them before the draft they should take Jaden over Caleb. But I mean, 90% for a rookie. I mean, you should be embarrassed. The D coordinator, everybody.
Disgusting.
That's embarrassing.
Hey, there wasn't a punt in the game.
It's crazy.
No punch. Right? No, first game since 1940 with no punts and no turnovers.
It basically came down to, and I always preach this, Cincinnati's red zone plan was ineffective. That's what the game came down to. The Commanders were scoring touchdowns in the red zone early. The Bengals were kicking field goals.
Yeah.
You said something, Sean, and you brought up Jane Daniels. I've said this, and I tweeted this before. Last week during the game, I feel like the fans is gonna be all over Deshaun Watson, not just based on how he's playing that game. People got eyes, right? When you see Jaden Daniels play that way against Cincinnati, as a fan, you want to say, what the heck is going on with my situation? I can't watch Andy Dalton, right, come in and put up 300 on the Raiders. So when you watching these other games and you're seeing different things around, the goal is for you to play well here, but you are being compared to those who are playing in other games. And you said something that I thought was profound. You said, like, hey, it ain't fair, but you're going to have to be that guy. You have to be, and listen, check down Charlie, got to go. Would you tell him, listen, we don't mind you making mistakes, but you better put the cape on and forget the game plan and put the cape on, because without the cape, we're not winning.
And, that's the difficult part about this league. It's only 32 of these companies in the world. If you think about this, the NFL is the only professional sport with absolutely no competition. Basketball has become international. I mean, they're playing basketball everywhere. Baseball's always been international. Like, football is 32 of these things. And so he getting compared to 31 other guys. And listen, he's not getting compared to Jaden Daniels. He's getting compared to Patrick Mahomes, to Josh Allen, because, of the way he became the quarterback in Cleveland. Right, wrong, and different. You got to embrace that. My dad used to always say, to whom much is given, much is required. He was given an opportunity coming off of some guilty or not guilty, whatever the hell was going on in Houston, to get that opportunity to come be a starting quarterback again on a guaranteed deal. Now, these people want to see return on their investment. And that's just the reality. And I would start, if I was coaching, man, listen, let's just do the things that are right there in front of us to be done. Let's hit Amari on the crossing route. Let's not double hitch on I think it was right before the half, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 38 seconds or something left in the first half on the sack fumble when he was late? And I think it was Ojulari came around the edge, like, just let's get those things and perfect them. And then if we get to where and it's crazy because he's a rookie, where we're Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson, like, where we could take over the game running the ball, like, with athleticism, let's do that. But let's just make our layups, man. Let's make our layups.
Sean, and I think to G's point, you just brought up Andy Dalton. Like, Andy Dalton had been in mothballs, right? He's way past his prime, and even his prime wasn't, his prime was fine. He was a nice player, but it wasn't like he was a superstar.
Hey, Adam, we're not going to do that, Adam. We're not going to do that. We're going to make the red rifle. We're going to make the red rifle have a couple more weeks before we put him in this conversation.
No. But the only reason I'm bringing it up is because he just last week killed the Raiders, as G said. So if Watson does it, and he did it with the Panthers, it's not like they were any good. I mean, they sucked. So if he kills them last week, if Watson doesn't put up big numbers this week, people fairly are going to say, well, why not? Dalton did it with that awful Panther team.
Here's the difference.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton was playing a Raiders team that had just went to Baltimore and had an unbelievable upset win.
Yeah, that's true.
Deshaun Watson is going to be playing a Raiders team where the head coach just said after the game, we had some guys make some business decisions, so we're going to make some business decisions. So there's going to be a different level of focus. This is going to be their Max Crosby and Wilkins is the D tackle they traded for. I mean, they're going to be getting after Deshaun, especially when they look at that tape last week against the Giants. I mean, they're going to have their ears pinned back. So
Good point.
Stefanski, Dorsey, whoever the hell is designing and calling the offense, they're going to have to account for the fact it's going to be a high-energy game by that Raiders D. They're going to be fired up and ready to play. So they're going to have some balance. I know they want to be aggressive. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know that you really have a legit vertical threat. Amari can't run anymore. Like even the touchdown catch and the deep ball, he was blanketed by the defender. That was just a great throw, and he still has strong hands, but he's getting very little separation on a consistent basis. I don't really understand how they're using Jerry Jeudy. I mean, everything is vertical down the field. Like and him and Elijah are the two guys that do kind of have like some wiggle, some change of direction, and some short area quickness. So I think they got to be smart in how they attack, because of the Raiders front.
How many yards would you? How many carries do you prescribe for the Browns? Like, would you come in as your thought process as an offensive coordinator and you see what's going on? Would you say, "Hey, listen, I got to come in and mandate a certain amount of carries"? Like, even if it ain't working, how would you go about, with no deep threat, like you said, offense lines banged up? What is your game plan for this game?
I think they're gonna have to involve Deshaun in the run game. Like, if you notice, like, their run game is very traditional. None of it's, zone read, QB run type stuff. Like, listen, man, Deshaun, I don't know if you're 100% healthy or not, but, man, we try to win a football game. And until we get Chubb back, we don't really have that bell cow back that can run through contact, that we don't have to block everything perfect and still get positive yardage. Like, they don't have that. So they're going to have to put Deshaun and Jerome Ford and put that apex defender in some situations. And Deshaun has to be part of the run game. That's how I would approach it if I was the coordinator.
Shaun, let's wrap it with this. Do the Browns bounce back and get to 500 in Vegas?
I think they do. I think they do. I think it might be a tough game at times, maybe even an ugly game, but I think they find a way to win.
Thanks, Shaun. Great stuff, man. And we'll see
thank
more
you, Shaun.
on Twitter with him, the film breakdowns with Mikey McNuggets, who rejoins us now.